冷静に聞いてくれ。
ここか。
資格、どうする？
やるべきことをやるだけだ。最後の仕事だ。戦場のみんなとつなげてくれ。10尾を止める策がある。
What's going on, you boyos? Still sounds terrible. We are talking Ultimate Fighter, Faber versus McGregor. It's Ultimate Fighter, baby. It's Europe versus USA. Tonight was the premiere. Tonight was basically the fights to get into the house. There is a lot to cover, so let's just get started, shall we? I mean, I gotta say, McGregor looks like the guy from the last Action Hero. You know, the villain that Arnold was going against with the little glass eye. He looks just like him. I love the back and forth between Faber and McGregor. You know, Faber calling his cantaloupe head. I thought that was funny. But it's all about those fights. Those 155-pound fights. And I got to say, you had some impressive fights tonight. I thought some of them were great. Some of them, of course, they didn't bother even showing because it was kind of boring. But let's start with the first fight, and that's Nunes versus Hall. Hall grabs leg, wins by submission, first round. Yeah, that's basically what it sounds like, man. I mean, he grabbed Nunes' leg. Yeah, I didn't really see Nunes being in trouble, but I guess he probably grabbed that ankle and he really twisted it, and that was the first submission of the night, man. Second fight was David Timur versus Tybolt something. Tybolt something, and this was the European fight. So the first fight was USA. The second fight of tonight was Europe, and I gotta say, man, they had some strikes, all around impressive with kicks. Timur wins by decision. Okay, I'm trying to remember because there's a lot of fights, and I just watched this. So I'm trying to remember. Yeah, you know what? I was impressed by Timur. You know, Timur definitely had a lot of striking, a lot of good kicks, a lot of great strikes. I thought I definitely was more impressed with him. He won by a decision, of course, but I had him winning that fight as well. Third fight, we had Andres versus Lee, and this one was awesome, man. Andres versus Lee. Lee was known for his martial arts, and he wasn't playing around, buddy. Some awesome martial arts, like I said, from Lee. Definitely the kicks, man. His kicking was phenomenal. His even his combinations were really great. His 1-2s going in with the kicks as well. But the only problem is that he doesn't really know how to grapple, so that is a minus there. The straight right hand kind of hook. It looked like more of a straight right hand, but it was a little bit of a hook that knocked out Andres. I mean, dude, Lee looked very, very impressive. I'm looking forward to see him. Of course, this was a USA fight, so I'm looking forward. I'm going to be rooting for him. Oh, the spinning leg kick. I mean, it's not a spinning leg kick to the head. Dana White said it was blocked by the hand, but I think he got a little bit of that, and it was a beautiful spin. It was fast, quick, landed on his mark, but he ended up finishing up the fight by KO, and it was such an exciting fight. That was a great fight. That was definitely a great fight. We also had the fourth fight, and this was Europe, and this is Artem Lobov versus Baghdad. Now, Artem was Connor's guy. It was McGregor's guy, and I gotta say, man, this was very controversial. I don't even need the notes for this one because I was so entertained, and I was so entertained by Artem, Connor's guy, McGregor. I thought Artem I thought he won that fight. Honestly, it was very controversial. They gave it to Baghdad. I thought Artem did more work. He got that takedown during the last pretty much second of the second round. I don't know if they counted it or not. Baghdad did get him down a few times, but Artem just really, the body shots, the head shots. I mean, the body shots were so beautifully done. But Baghdad did connect with the leg kick and knocked Artem to the cage, kind of like hurt him a little bit. Hurt him a couple times, actually. But I really did think Artem definitely deserved deserved the win, and I think everybody was shocked. Even the uppercuts. I gotta say the uppercuts were so great. But Baghdad did get him with that clean spear in the second round, I believe, because Artem was already tired out. But such a great fight. I had that as a star. You see my notes. Beautiful fight. It was very entertaining. There was, like I said, there was a couple fights that are very entertaining. The fifth fight, Julian Erosa versus Jason Soares. Julian won by decision. Had good defense. Had good, overall defense. That was one of the fights they didn't even really bother showing. It was kind of boring. Saul Rogers versus Paula. I'm just gonna say Paulo. Grappling to Rogers, very impressive. Rogers came. I knew Rogers was gonna win this fight because the promo kind of spoiled it a little bit with some of the fighters moving on. They didn't really showcase Rogers' fight too much, but he was very impressive with the, like I said, with the submission attempts and the takedowns, and he ended up choking fucking Paulo out. He ended up I think it was a rear naked choke. Seventh was the Rogers and Paulo was a Europe, and the Erosa and Jason was USA, the fifth fight. Now, the seventh fight was Brandon Rigetti versus Billy Kiskor. I'm going to say Billy. Some of these guys had some weird-ass names. Like, it was kind of hard to say. But this is actually USA, so USA has some fucking weird-ass name, too. Brandon Rigetti was easy because Rigetti High School. Brandon taking down, took the back. Brandon tired out Billy, wins by stoppage. I honestly can't really remember that fight. That was kind of forgettable. I do remember saying, I think Araya was definitely impressed by Brandon, and he said he's looking forward to his fight. They didn't really show him too much, but he looked impressive. He got the job done. That's all I'm going to say about that. Eighth fight was the Europe, and that was Francois versus Martin Delaney. And the clinch game, the couple of takedowns, the great transitions, Francois gets back, chokes out first round. So Francois did choke out Martin. I can't really remember that one either, even though I just watched it. But, oh no, never mind, I remember. Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, the clinch game was definitely the most impressive, I thought, and the great transition. The transitions were great as well. Takedowns, of course, are going to come with. Francois did look kind of impressive. There's been a lot of chokeouts, so he was one of them that definitely choked out one of the chokeouts of the night. But he did look. I thought the clinch game, I think that was the best factor in that fight was the clinch game. The ninth was Jason Gonzalez versus Tim something. That was the redhead. That was the redhead. And my God, this was actually another kind of entertaining fight. Great elbows by Jason Gonzalez. And I remember Jason Gonzalez because his sister is fucking hot, dude. She had some big old knockers. I mean, if I was the coaching, I'd be like, damn, hope Gonzalez wins, and I hope he brings his sister because she was hot. But Tim, great shots in the guard. But Jason KO's Tim. Tim got hurt in the liver. I remember that. Basically, yeah, Jason just caught him with the liver. Jason was the bigger kind of guy. But after he caught him with that liver shot to Tim, there was no way Tim was recovering from that. So Tim was like that redheaded guy. So, but great, Jason. Jason looked like he looked impressive. I thought Tim was kind of. I think the guys were right. Tim was a little bit winning the fight. He was all around winning that first round. But Jason did the job and delivered on that liver shot. Ninth, Europe. Abner versus Villando, and this one's kind of crazy because Abner and Villando, they start off kind of hype. Abner did a nice takedown. The transitions were great, but the one thing to focus on this fight was definitely the pop out of the shoulder by Silenko, Silikic, Villado, or whatever his name is, Villado. He popped out a shoulder, and he popped it back in twice, but the third time was a charm, and he just couldn't go anymore, and he was in really, really bad pain, so he ended up losing that fight. 10th was Flack versus Tom, and Tom was like the hairiest, like he was Wolverine, dude. Tom was like the hairiest motherfucker that came in here. Honestly, I loved how Faber was kind of making fun of him. Great grappling by. Oh, Tom was very impressive. Now I remember, Tom was so impressive with his grappling and really finishing off the fucking fight with the rear naked choke. He was very, very, very impressive tonight. I think Tom is definitely a force to look for, and he has experience. He definitely is a veteran in this thing. 11th was a Europe, Martin versus Muhammad. Oh man, Martin versus Muhammad it was boring. Went 3 rounds. Martin wins by decision. That was basically about it. Moving on, 12th, USA, Chan versus Marsan. Marsan, I think he got the naked. Yeah, he got the naked win. It wasn't that very televised of a fight. Europe, Sasha versus Carter. Sasha versus Carter. First round, Sasha decision. That's gone. Oh my god, dude, we gotta talk about Austin Springer versus Chris Chris whatever his name is. Oh man, Springer was like he was 8-0, and he came in this, and he traded some shots. It was good, nice, right? But fuck, dude, Chris destroyed him. Chris just kicked his. I don't even need them. Chris kicked his ass. Like those knees just destroyed Austin. Austin was it was hard to watch, like they were saying, because I was waiting for the referee to stop this fight because Austin was getting his ass kicked. There was no shot of doubt the ref should have stopped that a little bit earlier. Even though in the back of your mind you're like, you kind of understand what the ref is trying to do, like you never know. But Austin's punches, no power into him, nothing. I mean, he just got destroyed in there, and it was bad, guys. It was really, really bad. But the ref ended up stopping the fight after Dana White was screaming at his ass. 15th, Brennan Severn versus James Jenkins. Oh, this was the last fight of the night. This one was fucking awesome. The first round, boring. Jenkins, laying like Dana White laying on the guy, just winning the round, I guess. Second round, though, my God, second round was just a slugfest. Some beautiful, fucking transitions, not transitions, back and forth, basically. They're just slugging it out, man, until that very last second. It was a brawl, man. It was a brawl. Beautiful fight. Great exchange. That's what I want to say. Great exchange. Jenkins got a takedown. He ended up overall winning the fight. But boy, it was just a beautiful fight, that was. And then next, Ultimate Fighter, Faber will be the first pick. So we'll see who he puts up against. And then I believe they're going to bring one person back from each USA and Europe. But great night of fights. There's some that they didn't really televise because it was kind of boring. But there was some great submissions, great knockouts. One that was just too hard to watch, and phenomenal ending to the night with that great fight by Jenkins and Brennan. I mean, that was a great. I thought it was gonna be boring as well, but that ended up being such a great fight. Overall, great night. Can't wait for the rest of the season. This is gonna be different. I'm gonna have like a podcast form where you'll see pictures and then you'll hear my voice, and I'll explain what I thought was great, or just overall the recap of the episode. But so it's just tonight because it was like a 2-hour event. And I have work tomorrow, so I can't really just start, getting things together to make that video because I want this out now. But great fight. Great fights. Really enjoyed it. Can't wait for the rest of the Ultimate Fighter. It looks good. Faber versus McGregor. Of course, those two are not going to fight. McGregor's going to fight Aldo, I believe, in December. I have Aldo winning because he's a beast. Aldo is. But overall, great stuff. Are you guys watching Ultimate Fighter this season? I know there's a lot of seasons of Ultimate Fighter. I would love to them bring back fucking women's Ultimate Fighter because we need more women in the division in the UFC. We need to find more women that are capable of fucking people up. So maybe in Ronda Rousey's kind of a weight class. But great stuff. I like Uriah Faber. McGregor's right though. He is old. He's pretty much out the door. New generation's coming up. Faber maybe like 10 years ago, 7 years ago, coming into the UFC would have been phenomenal at his prime when he fought Pulver. I was there when he fought Pulver. But the guy just, he wins, but he's been losing. He's been losing, but I think actually he's been winning. But that 1 year he was just losing a lot. and I think he lost his UFC debut too. I can't remember, but the guy just, or will really what it is, the guy can't win against certain individuals like Brown, but McGregor, dude, he's a beast as well. So thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe for more videos and like the video and comment below so I can hear all you guys' thoughts. See you guys on Dan Man, aka Dan Son. I'm out.